On here and listed the seven deadly sins. So I'm going to go through each one of them one a day. And so the first one was pride. And I found a good example of it. And it is in Daniel 4 1 through 37. And it is a story about King Nebuchadnezzar. So, um, let's see. So this is about the 7 years of Nebuchadnezzar's madness. The ruler of Babylon was humbled by heaven. He didn't recognize that God was the reason he had so much power, but God would make him to realize it. So one day, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. In the dream, he saw an enormous tree that reached up to the heavens, and its branches covered all the earth. The leaves were lush and they had abundant fruit, providing shelter and food for all. But then he heard a voice in his dream, and the voice said, "Chop down the tree and lop off its branches and scatter the fruit, but leave the stump in the ground and the roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, till 7 years, 7 periods of time has passed over him." He quickly awoke, and he was upset about the dream. So he called upon a dream interpreter because he wanted to know what it meant. So he called on a dream interpreter named Daniel. So Daniel said to him that the tree represented Nebuchadnezzar, and it was a divine revelation that he would be stripped of all his power and dominion. He would be driven away from men and have to live, he would dwell like a beast in the field. Uh, he would be made to eat grass like the ox. And 7 years will pass until he would know who is the Most High and who rules over the kingdom of men, and that he gives the power to who he gives the power to who he wants. So Daniel pleaded with Nebuchadnezzar to please humble yourself before God so that this dream would not come to pass. But Nebuchadnezzar, he was a little stubborn, and he was very prideful. So 1 year passed, and one day these words came out of his mouth, right here. These words right here. He said, "Is this not great Babylon? That," okay, let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this. And we're talking about pride here. So he said, "Is this not great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty." So everything was him, 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 him. He never acknowledged God, and that God is the reason for his power, and God is the reason that we have anything at all. So he never acknowledged it. He's just thinking that he's self-made, I guess, and that's what pride is. So as soon as the last word, majesty, came out of his mouth, a great voice came from the heaven and decreed that the dream came to fulfillment. So he was driven out from amongst the men, and he was out into the field. his his mind left him. He went insane, and he was like, he basically was like living like a beast. Because, okay, mind you, he was not in his right mind anymore. God stripped him of that because he was disobedient, and his hair was growing long. It says like the what did it say? Like the feathers of an eagle. His nails were growing long, like the claws of a bird, and he was eating grass like he crawled around on all fours, eating grass like an animal. So 7 years passed until one day he looked up. He raised his eyes to the sky, to the heavens, and he said, he humbled himself before God, and he acknowledged God, and at that instant, his mind came back. He got his sanity back. God gave him the kingdom again, and from that day forward, he was not the same. This time, he he put God in as his. He acknowledged God every day for everything he had. So pride is one of the deadly sins. uh, and it's not a dead, pride. When it says deadly sins, it's not a physical death, but it is a spiritual separation from God. God will separate Himself from you. So Nebuchadnezzar was not acknowledging, that God gave him everything, and that was pride. And so he was very prideful. So God separated him from Himself. Because he would not, you need to humble yourself. You need to first repent and then ask for forgiveness, and then, live a humble life, not think, because right here he was always saying I and me and my, and, that he had all the power, which wrong. It's God. So yeah, there you go, guys. So that was pride, and I don't have my list. We'll go over the other one tomorrow. So I hope y'all have a good evening, guys. And Ellen, tell Chris we're praying for him, and get some rest. I know you've probably been up all night for a while, so you're in our prayers too. Hey, Martha, Diana. So okay, guys, we'll see you. Bye. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Bye.